For too many years, I lived as a debt collector of love. I checked my phone constantly. I watched the driveway. I counted the days since the last visit, the last dinner, the last short message that simply said, "Hi." At 81, I finally understood that I had been living my life in the waiting room of other people's schedules. I believed their attention was the oxygen I needed to survive my final years. If the phone stayed silent, I felt myself fading, like an old photograph left too long in the sun. Then one quiet Tuesday morning, something broke open inside me. There was no argument, no dramatic moment, just a cold, undeniable realization. I was done waiting for my children, my friends, or the world to make me feel alive. And the moment I stopped waiting, everything changed. Because the quiet truth is this: sometimes becoming invisible to the world is the only way to finally become visible to yourself. At this age, the heaviest weight we carry is not in our joints or our bones. It is the weight of expectation. We spend decades building lives, raising children, keeping families together, believing in a silent contract. I will take care of you now, and you will keep me company later. But the world moved faster than that promise. Our children are not cruel. They are overwhelmed. And while I sat waiting for a phone call, I had unknowingly handed them control over my happiness. When they called, I felt worthy. When they didn't, I felt discarded, like an old tool with no purpose left. I remember the moment I truly let go. I was sitting on my porch, watching the light shift across my garden. Birds were calling to each other. The wind moved through the leaves. It was a perfect morning, and I was missing it. Staring at a black screen that refused to light up, that was when I accepted the truth. They don't feel time the way we do. To them, it stretches endlessly forward. To us, it glows like a short, beautiful sunset. We see the horizon. They do not. The day I stopped waiting, I resigned from being the needy father and the forgotten friend. I stopped asking why. And in that resignation, I discovered something astonishing. My own company was enough. More than enough. When I stopped living for others' attention, I began living for myself. Long cups of coffee without checking the clock. Books that had waited decades to be opened. Quiet conversations with God or the universe without asking for anything at all. Loneliness, I learned, is a trick of the mind. It only exists when you believe someone is missing, when you think you are incomplete. But the moment you realize you are whole, right there in your chair, loneliness dissolves into solitude. And solitude is a gift only the old truly understand. It is the ability to be alone without being empty. So here's the path forward. Tear up the contract. Love was never alone. Let go of the expectation that affection must be repaid. Step out of the waiting room. Make plans for your afternoons, whether they are small or grand. Anchor your happiness in your own hands. And lift your eyes to the horizon. Stop asking the world for permission to exist. Your relevance does not belong to society. It belongs to the life still beating inside you. I am no longer the grandfather waiting quietly in the corner. I am an 81-year-old man discovering the beauty of light on my walls, the sound of my own thoughts, and the peace of a quiet house. The silence that once terrified me has become my closest companion. It is where I finally met myself. Life is too short at this age to be spent waiting. Don't wait for a call to feel important. You are important because you are still here. One day, others will realize what they missed. But by then, you will already be at peace because you found your joy without asking for it. If this touched something inside you, leave a comment and simply say, "I stopped waiting." Let's build a quiet community of people who found freedom not in being seen, but in finally seeing themselves.